someone who represents the United States Air Force saving a civilian. What does that say about the Air Force itself?
Well, he's an Air Force Junior ROTC cadet, and one of the things we always talk about with these young men and women, that we are building through Air Force Junior ROTC citizens of character, trying to make them a better American citizen. And what better way to be a citizen of character? I mean, he didn't have a uniform on at that time. He was just with his church doing his thing. You know, and we always talk about integrity. You know, the definition of integrity is doing the right thing when no one's looking. I mean, nobody knew that he was a Junior ROTC cadet. This just happened, and he just responded. And it says a lot to me about his character that he has. And he's been doing Junior ROTC, this is your third year now?
Yes, sir.
For 3 years. So the lessons that we teach in Junior ROTC on leadership, on character development, service before self, these have taken, growth in his heart. And for him to be able to respond like this, I just think it's phenomenal.
Okay. I'll interview him now.
All right.
That's all right. Walk me through that day. Kind of some of the aspects of it, so I can kind of tell the narrative.
Okay. So what happened was, for the entire month that I was there, we had worked extremely hard. So they decided that we deserved 1 day off out of the 25 I was there. So we decided to go to a popular beach destination called San Juan del Sur. And what happened was, of course, my friend Carolina was her name. She was not a very experienced swimmer, and she went out a little bit too far. She was doing fine up until the time the riptide came. And I heard her calling out for help. And so what I did, I started running for as long as I could touch the bottom. And then after that, I started swimming. And when I got to her, I had put her on my back, and I tried to swim in every direction, but no matter where I went, the only direction I could go was out to sea because of the riptide. Left with no other option, I start swimming that direction, out to sea. And thankfully, the tide had shifted just enough to where I could reach a dock that they were building a little bit over to my left. And so I start swimming that direction, and I start to realize that I'm not going to make it to this dock in time, and that the only other option are these fishing boats that are about a mile out. And so, thankfully, the tide stopped for about 2 seconds. And in that 2 seconds, I was able to get close enough to the dock to where I could latch on. I've never grabbed anything harder in my life. And so I helped her up on the dock. I was yelling ayúdame, which is Spanish for help, to the construction workers. And of course, they were panicking. And so I help her up onto the dock, and they make this, they brought this makeshift raft that they use for construction over to us, and they brought us to shore.
What were you thinking in that process? I mean, was there ever any thought, I'm not going to get out of this, I'm not going to survive this?
Definitely. I was thinking, like, there's no way I'm going to make it to this dock, and so I had no other choice. I just started praying, like, God, please send a wave that'll push me toward shore, or send what he did send, a stop in the tide for 2 seconds.
Just enough.
Just enough
Yeah.
to make it to that dock.
Well, I'm sure your friends were impressed when you got back to shore.
Very much, yes.
Yeah, but tell me a little bit about the overall experience of being in Nicaragua.
Wow. God put Nicaragua on my heart when my church went there through a student ministry trip. And as of right now, I've been going through a separate ministry called Open Hearts. They have several different locations in the U.S., and they're working in Nicaragua, which is their home. They're working in Kenya, and they're working in India. And the main things we do, we help build churches, we do door-to-door evangelism, and we have feeding centers where you can donate a small amount every month to feed children in a village, provide medical care, provide tuition, that sort of thing.
And so that's what you guys were down there doing?
Yes, sir. We
All
were.
right. Looking, kind of at this award, it's obviously a huge honor. Talk a little bit about, when you first realized you were going to get it. I guess that was kind of a shock.
I remember Major Norman coming up to me the other day saying, "Oh, by the way, Jesse, you got the award," and I was speechless. I had nothing to say. I was just in awe.
Yeah. Looking forward, what are your plans after high school? Do you want to go in the Air Force, or do you want to?
My, as of right now, of course, plans change. My current plan is to do probably 4 years of college, and I would like to do 2 or 4 years of seminary. Then hopefully I'll either become a youth pastor or a missions pastor.
Okay. Do you want to do anything in the Air Force? Maybe become a chaplain?
That is an option. Chaplain in the Air Force would be an outstanding job.
Mm-hmm.
I would very much think about that, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you want to go to school yet?
I've got about 3 options. I would really like to go to ASU, simply because it's pretty close. I would get to stay at home, that sort of thing. My absolute dream college, if money was not at all an issue, would be Union University in Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay.
I went there once for a church camp, and it is an outstanding college. It has exactly what I want to learn. It's a beautiful campus and everything. But if money is an issue, which most likely it will be, I would like to manage a major basketball team, because I'm thinking like maybe Kentucky or Florida, for instance, because there's a possibility of a free ride through college for managing a basketball team.
Yeah. What grade are you in again?
I'm a junior.
Okay, you're a junior. So you're not even a senior. You got this whole thing down pat. You still got another year coming, or high school. What else do you do around Westside? Do you play on a sports team?
What do I not do? I'm involved, of course, in ROTC, basketball, theater, Christians Making a Difference, and student council, as well as different just individual events around the community. And outside of school, I absolutely love my church, Central Baptist. I'm heavily involved in the youth ministry there as well.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions. Thanks so much, and congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Hey, if it were